And welcome back into Open Line. I'm Chuck Long here with attorney Kevin Kennedy from the Kennedy Law Firm. Kevin's one of our most popular guests, and if you've been watching in the first part of the show, you can see why, because it's a lot of great information, and I know a lot of people out there have these questions. They don't know where to turn. They don't know who to ask. So why not go to somebody who's been in business over 34 years?
Well, and the line stays lit up all the time. I think a lot of that's because Chuck is so enthusiastic, and he tries to make it inviting, where we welcome your phone calls, and we thank everybody who does call.
Well, we do, and again, like I said, over the years working with you on this, I feel like I have had an education, you know, in law.
Well, when I'm pointing at you with one, you know, Chuck, there's 3 more coming back at Kevin. So, Kevin, practice what you preach. You'll learn, and it'll help protect all of us.
Absolutely. So if you're just tuning in, we're glad that you have. This is a great time if you do have those questions, those legal questions, and you're thinking, well, I don't want to actually go into, you know, the office. I just want to ask the question right now. This is the way to do it. This is the great place to start. So we are going to go back to our lines right now. Rob, we do appreciate your patience. We're going to you right now. Do you have a question or a comment for Kevin?
Hey, how are you today?
Great.
Excellent.
Go ahead, Rob.
Good. Hey, Kevin, I got a question for you. My son, when he was about 7 years old, got assaulted by another older boy. He was probably about 14 at the time, and the family didn't have any insurance or anything to take care of my son's medical costs and stuff at the hospital, and so we had to take him to court, and I got a judgment for a little over $10,000 for all the medical costs that we incurred.
Yes.
And ever since then, again, that boy at that time was 14 years old, so they brought the parents in with them, of course.
Right.
And but we got a judgment for a little over $10,000. Since then, it's grown to over close to $30,000.
Wow.
With interest, and we've not received a penny from them. I've tried to locate the family. I've tried to locate the boy. The boy now is probably in his mid-20s, and I'm trying to. I guess I'm just trying to get some ideas on which direction to go with it.
All right.
I did have an attorney look into it and try to find the individual.
Yeah.
And and his advice to me at that time was, if he doesn't own any property, he doesn't have any car, he doesn't, a normal 25-year-old for the most part, there's really not much you can do except for get a lien or a garnishment towards his employment.
Yeah.
We did find him one time at a job, but as soon as he got the garnishment, he quit his job.
Yes, we hear that quite often, and how I respond to that is keep pursuing it. Once you say, well, we can't collect it, you can ride them until they file bankruptcy. He would be an excellent candidate to file bankruptcy if he just has a little job and he quits and he has nothing. And if they're under 18, you usually just get the judgment against their parents. They don't get the judgment against the minor. And so I'm so sorry to hear that, but I encourage you to keep on moving forward. They have now very sophisticated people searches. My office has one of the unbelievable, of course we have to pay a big fee. Everybody says, well, why does it cost them? Because we have to pay for the most advanced people searches that you can have, and it's amazing. I remember they were trying to punch me, and I said, what's the longest one you ever had? He said 82 pages. I said, well, punch up Kevin Kennedy. He punched me up 109 pages.
Wow.
And they were so sophisticated, they went down the street, so wherever you live, they knew who your neighbors were, so they could call your neighbor. So what kind of car does he drive? Who else lives it? Could they work you over? They're very sophisticated now.
Well, that's good that you had that information, and Rob, we do appreciate the call. Thank you so much. Nancy's on the line with us, so we are going to go to Nancy right now. We appreciate your call. And do you have a question or a comment for Kevin?
Sure. I'd like to thank you for doing this.
You're very kind.
I'm on a fixed income, Social Security, disability, and my father died and left me some land. I don't know how to handle that. I don't know how to report it to Social Security. I need to know if it will affect my check and my taxes, that kind of thing. Can you give me any input on that?
Yes, thank you, because there's 100 more out there that have the same issue. That property, you should go talk to a lawyer. If it was in a deed, it could have operation by law gone in your name. If there was a will, that will probably have to be probated, so you can get a deed from your dad's estate to you and it's in your name. It's not really yours until it's recorded in your name. So you want to ask those questions. You did an excellent job of making that assessment. And so those are issues because you're pretty sophisticated. Someone's told you about, well, this could affect my check. Well, then talk with a legal professional and let him explain it to you and what are your options. And I'll say this. You have to pay those property taxes. If you don't, they'll sell it at the courthouse and it'll be done. You'll have 1 year to redeem it if they sold it for taxes, but if you don't redeem it, that person becomes a good faith purchaser and the property is gone.
Okay, so that's great information to know, Nancy, and we do appreciate your call this evening. On to the lines. Again, if you're just tuning in, it is Ask an Attorney. We are talking with attorney Kevin Kennedy from the Kennedy Law Firm. Any questions that you may have legally that you've been thinking about, you've been pondering, maybe it's for you, maybe it's for a friend, a family member.
It's true.
Absolutely. This is the place that you can call and just get that advice, get that information out there. So, Mike, we are glad that you are on the line with us. We appreciate your patience. And do you have a question or a comment for Kevin?
Yes, I'd like to ask a question and then hang up and listen to his answer.
Okay.
I've always had perfect credit, and I had an accident a year, 14, 15 months ago, and or disability. And since then, I've went through my savings. I'm living off credit cards now.
Yes.
And I'm scared to death. My credit has got to be going away. And I'm living off credit cards, and I don't know what to do other than bankruptcy. And I've always prided myself in having great credit. And anyway, I'm going to hang up.
Yes.
I'm going to hang up and I'd appreciate your answer on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Well, you know, when I think about you, I'm saddened to hear it, but except by the grace of God, there goes Chuck and Kevin and everyone else. No one knows what tomorrow holds. We just know who holds tomorrow. So the truth of the matter is this. You need to see a bankruptcy lawyer. If we know our resources are being depleted, then we should take a proactive approach. That's what I teach. That's what I preach at the Kennedy Law Firm. The lawyers there know this is, we don't wait till we get sued, and because there's many things we can do in planning to avoid some heartache and heartbreak. So thank you for sharing that, and you should go see a lawyer. And if you don't feel like they're giving you the best advice, go to another. There's nothing wrong with seeking two opinions, because one thing that I've said, there's no such thing as a perfect lawyer. They all are very talented. I've never seen one that doesn't have some value, not one. But in my office, I have lots of experience, but I'm running to my bankruptcy specialist. I'd go straight in there, what do you say? And then I'll throw another issue. Have you thought about this? And they're so skilled, the lawyers down there are so skilled. They said, well, Kevin, there's a law against that, and there's a law against that. And I'm an option man. We'll throw everything out. We create the law. And I say, yes, but I have an exception to that, my friend. And so, many minds working together makes a difference. Thank you for the question.
Absolutely. We appreciate it, Mike. We've got a lot of people on the line with us. If you'll just be patient, we'll get to those calls as quickly as possible. We do need to take a short break. When we come back, though, Open Line continues. Ask an Attorney. Kevin Kennedy returns with us.